All right, Buffy, how you doing, bro?
What's going on, bro?
All right, how you doing? All right, what's wrong? Oh,
Oh, Georgia High, but they put me old.
okay. So, I got a question for you today. There was an article released by DJ Vlad. Article is about 3D printed guns. Will be released online. How do you feel about that?
I'm gonna ask you first thing first. What's the purpose for a 3D printed gun?
Well, I guess it's going to give people access to firearms easily by just being able to order them offline, or if you have a 3D printer, I guess if you have the blueprint for the gun, you can just print out a gun at home.
3D, the architectural build of a gun. Like, what do you mean 3D printed? Like you?
The actual
Oh,
3D printer will print. The 3D printer will actually print a firearm.
it can't
that,
print metal. It can't print a metal firearm.
according to the article, this one will be able to print a workable gun.
I ain't that high, bro. I don't believe that. I need to see that before I believe something like that.
No problem.
Yeah, I need to see that. Until I believe that you could print a workable gun, I need to see that. Like, I need to see that shit happen. And somebody show that me on video or show me in my face, because the video could be doctored.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you make a firing pin out of a piece of paper? I don't know. Hell no. I don't believe that, bro.
Gotcha. All right. Next question is going to be along the same lines, but how do you feel about fingerprint access to firearms?
Like, what do you mean by that?
In order for your firearm to be fired, your fingerprint has to be registered on the gun. Meaning that if I was to pick up your gun,
That's not right. That's not true. I think you can't do that. That's against our civil rights. Because if I want to teach my daughter how to use a gun and bring her to the range and let her use one of my registered firearms, it's gonna have to be one that's registered to me. She's too young to learn that. But if I bring her at 11 years old to the range to shoot it, I need her to have access to it. And if it only use my fingerprint, then she's not gonna be able to do that.
but as far as a personal gun for your personal gun that you carry your personal self, would you want it to be where only you could pick that gun up and your fingerprint would be able to fire that gun?
No, I do not want that, because I want to teach my son or my child how to fire my personal gun. Whatever firearm I have access to in case of emergency, I want them to have access to that. You know what I'm saying? So if I got it on my waist and that's the gun I got, if something happened and they have to use it, I want them to be able to use it in case of an emergency.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Next question. With the history that has taken place in this country, as far as the atrocities we've seen amongst blacks and stuff like that, with the children and the separation at the border currently, how do you feel like that?
Well,
About that, excuse me.
That's kind of fucked up. It's kind of really fucked up, 'cause I feel like if a family is together, at least keep them together and put them through the system and see who's going to be legally, who can be there legally, who can't, and all of that. But it's like strip some children from their parents, crying mommy, daddy, 2,000 and something kids, and rip them away from them and send them somewhere else. That's like the first step into like a communist government. You know what I'm saying? That's like the first step into where your country is controlling too much.
That would lead into my next question when I was going to ask, so where would you say that would be leading our country?
Well, with Donald Trump, you just seen with this shit with the other day with the Russians. They are our number one enemy. 18 different agencies said they interfered with the election, and then he sat up there on TV with Donald Putin. And when they asked him, did he do it? He said, "I believe Putin." Over the 18 different FBI, the CIA, the DEA, he said he believed Putin saying no over his own government agencies. So that I think our country in trouble like a motherfucker. They stole the election. He down with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he do got some shit that's working out for the people in position of power and people getting money. But if you ain't, this shit gonna get realer and realer and realer.
Okay. Let me ask you about a new series that's come out or about to come out. It's called Rest in Power. It's going to be starring the family and the story of Trayvon Martin. As these events keep happening, are we just being foolish by going to the same people who are doing the things to us and then asking them for help?
Oh, in my opinion, hell yeah.
Donald Trump is qualified to be the president.
Do I feel he's qualified to be the president? No. I don't feel he's qualified to be the president. He's a qualified businessman. Okay. Yeah, I see that. And I know that there's two different parts. Like we were saying, there's United States as the business, and then there's America as the country. It's the United States of America.
Right.
So as a businessman, yeah, he's qualified to be a businessman. I see that because he does tremendous business.
So
To run this country, no, I don't see him being qualified.
So, as a president, what does the qualification mean to be a president?
I mean, that's opinionated for me, right? That's opinionated. That's an opinion. Yeah. So, to me, my opinion, I would like for my president to have some sort of military background. You know what I'm saying? Some type of experience. I would like my president to have moral sense.
Are you saying that because Donald Trump has been born with a silver spoon in his mouth, he's soft?
Soft. Soft is the way to put it, right? Soft is the way to put it, but I'm going to say that I don't feel like he's qualified, you know what I'm saying, to make military decisions. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like he's qualified to make decisions generating what's going on with the country. Business-wise, I see his business moves. You know what I mean? I understand what he does business-wise.
Is business just an extension of military movement?
In America, it powers it.
All over the world?
Yeah, because it's about the business here, right? Mm-hmm. If the American dollar is the power dollar, right? It's about the business. It's about the capitalism. It's about that dollar. So
I've been told that the world runs off three states. America is the military, the Vatican is the religion, and Great Britain is the money. Would you consider that to be true?
I mean, if that's your research, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to build more, and you know what I'm saying? But I haven't researched that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what I mean? I can see that. You know what I mean? I can see that to be true.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because the military power, you know what I mean? The military power that's here is tremendous. And I think that got a lot to do with what's going on.
As far as when we see the separation of the children at the border and things of that nature, that's all military, correct?
Yeah. 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 Because, but it trickles down from, you know, somewhere. It trickles down. They take orders. The military takes orders, so it starts from somewhere.
Okay, so word on the street has been this is not something that was done by Trump. This is something that was done by Obama, and it has been placed in effect under his rule or up under his presidency, and Trump is basically carrying it out.
Hey,
Have you heard that?
I haven't heard that, you know what I'm saying, but you know, I know what I see. I know what's going, you know what I mean, what I see before me. I haven't heard that. I only can go according to what I've researched and what I see, you know what I'm saying?
So give us a little insight on how you feel about that.
From what I see the man that's making the movement according to how he sees it and how he sees the world, not according to, you know, what's going on and who might it affect and how might it affect certain situations. I just see a man moving according to how he sees things. You understand? This is the world, and this is the way that I see it. No matter how it affects. You understand?
Are we headed for a second term of Trump?
Are we headed for a second term? Anything's possible. I ain't believe in the first term. You know what I'm saying? But anything's possible. You know, he might be the last president we see. I don't know. Anything's possible. This deal might be done already. You know?
That is true. That is true.
Might be done.
Now I heard word on the street the other day. Someone actually said that if we would have had Hillary Clinton there, that she would not have allowed for the children to be separated at the border as Donald Trump did. Do you feel that that's a correct notion, or do you feel that, you know, maybe Hillary Clinton might have done the same thing?
Maybe. I don't know. We can't, you know what I'm saying? I really don't get into what maybe would have happened. I'm just dealing with what it is and what's going on. But maybe, I don't know. People call it Hillary Clinton. You know what I'm saying? It might have been worse.